Nikola Pekovic. At point guard, at 5'9", number 8, Isaiah Thomas. At power forward, at 6'9", number 43, Roland Gehrig. A 6'7" forward from San Diego State, number 2, Kawhi Leonard. Starting at the other forward position, at 6'9", number 34, Paul George. Your head coach is Greg Popovich.
The Pistons continue their journey as they play an interconference matchup on the road. A time-honored tradition, the NBA on 2K Sports, Sunday Night Hoops action. Delighted to have all of you with us here tonight. You look at San Antonio, these are the games that challenge you. Guys, they will have their work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with the win.
When I look at San Antonio, they've lost a little something this year. That really isn't where they should be in the standings.
Well, and you wonder if the expectations weren't a little too high for this club. I mean, I know they were excellent last year, and people thought it would just carry over, but that's not always the way it works in the NBA.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. Monroe and Drummond, they're inside. Kyrie Irving is out there with Ellis, and it's Chan in at the 3. Clock at 4. Thomas, good. Thomas got the opening bucket of the night here for San Antonio. San Antonio on defense. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
And a lot of their scoring in that win came from unexpected places, from guys who don't typically get a lot of minutes.
And you know what? Those guys on the bench, they practice every day too, even if they don't play every night. And that night, they were ready.
San Antonio with the ball. Left side, Thomas. Double team on Thomas, and there's a whistle, there's a foul. That's going to go on the dude. That's his first foul.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. And George, here we go. 5 on the clock, and stolen by Kyrie Irving. To the paint, here's Chan. Got a piece of it. It's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here.
16 seconds on the shot. 16.
Nobody near Irving. On the mark with the 15-footer.
Maybe they're still working out the kinks defensively because that was a blatant mistake.
Detroit on D. On this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
You know, in terms of playing against somebody in the opposite conference, it doesn't get much better. In fact, it's too bad these clubs only play each other twice.
Pass to Chan. Out to the right wing. Irving passes to Chan. He's looking for Monroe and finds him. 3 on the clock. He tries for 3. Here's Drummond. Can't get it to go. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. Now, here's Thomas. Playing Sacramento, he was nearly unstoppable. Pass to Pekovic. In the corner, George with it. To the inside, Garrett. That ball, high speed that time from George. Garrett's got his first points of the night.
Excellent work offensively to get that shot attempt into a can't-miss area.
Here's the dude. He's covered by Leonard. Here's Chan. Hits the close-range jumper. The dude's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, he's almost putting on a little show out there with that fadeaway jumper.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, Greg Popovich and I got a chance to talk for a bit. And of course, he said a big key for them will be trying to minimize Monte Ellis's impact offensively. He added, he's one of the best in the league at blowing by his defender and finishing at the rim. We've got to force him left, and then at the other end, make sure we go at him defensively and see that he expends some energy there as well. Kevin, defense not Ellis' strong suit seems like a smart plan.
All right, Doris, thanks. Now George. After the missed three from Chan, Thomas goes in, and no good. Had a chance to take the lead. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played, and the shot is good.
And his shots are dropping right now. This quarter has been very kind to him.
Spurs trail by 3. There's the dish to Leonard. Outside, George. Here's Garrett. Right now averaging 15 points a game. And there's the feed to George. Here's Garrett, covered by Monroe. They get it again. Kicks it out to Leonard. Back to Pekovic. Goes up with it again. Rebounded by Greg Monroe. Over to the wing. Inside. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Sharp pass to give his teammate a high percentage shot in close.
The Spurs have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Outside Thomas. He dishes it to George. Back to Thomas. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
At the line for yours.
That free throw good from Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas. 2 shots.
And both free throws good for Thomas.
Steady work at the free throw line. Just what we're used to seeing out of him.
Pistons leading by 3. Now the pass to Chan. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. And now let's bring up the numbers and show you the point guards with the highest assist rate over the past month. Kyrie Irving, number 1.
And he's been doing everything you want from that position. Getting everyone involved, making sure the defense has to worry about all 5 guys on the court.
Not only has he been doing all that, but as his assist rank illustrates, he's been doing it better than any other point guard in the league. You can't give him enough credit for his passing this season.
And George kicks to Garrett. George dishes to Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Out to the wing. Here's Chan. And Detroit again with the bucket.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Spurs trail by 3. Thomas kicks to Garrett. Thomas passes to George. Outside Thomas. Kicks it out to Leonard. Stolen away. And it's Ellis penetrating. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
This is his first free throw of the game. He's off on the first. He hits the second from the line.
Even with the 1 miss, he's still stretched it to a 2-possession game. That's big for them right now.
Thomas kicks to Garrett. There's the pick. And Thomas, here we go. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Spurs shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Well, impressive free throw shooting as a team this season, right around that 78% mark.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year, but just a tad worse, so not too bad.
Quincy Acies checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Now, here is Irving. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Chicago.
And defensively, I mean, he was all over the court, forcing turnovers, putting a ton of pressure on the ball.
Who wants a t-shirt?
Hey guys, listen up. On defense, I want to clog the paint. They have to see 5 guys in the paint. If your teammate gets beat up,
Here's a chance to take a look at the Pistons and how they rank in the NBA right now. First in scoring, first in assists, and they're also #1 in shooting percentage. This is a team that prides itself on taking high-quality shots.
And the points that they're scoring about it is really a result of great offensive execution. I mean, this is a club that works well together. They get great looks, and they'll also score in transition.
Now, here is George. He also had a big impact in that win against the Kings. Thomas goes in. Leonard dishes to AC. Leonard the pass to Garrett, and that one's good. Garrett's got 8 points.
The assist from Kawhi Leonard.
Now Irving, averaging 23 points per contest. And Thomas over to help. Ellis wide open. Offensive rebound. Drummond passes to Chan. And another shot. And Monroe puts it in. And the Pistons lead by 5.
Well, that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active, be energetic, and react as soon as the shot goes up.
And Thomas, here we go.
Now we get a chance to check out Paul George. Great work over the last month, averaging 21 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. And the numbers are pretty outstanding. I mean, we've come to expect it from him.
Well, he always impresses, Steve, with the work ethic, stamina, consistency. It's what the best players strive for and produce.
Both teams will make substitutions. That one is no good.
You don't see him have too many of those trips to the line.
Here's Chan. Yes! And it's Irving picking up the assist. And now an 8-point Piston lead.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And here is Thomas, averaging 10 points per contest. Spurs passing it around. Here's Leonard. Great D that time from Green. Pistons leading by 8. Ellis the pass to Chan. Irving for 3. No good. So for the Pistons, their last game, a win against the Bulls.
Yeah, in that game, Kevin, they did damage in all sorts of different ways. They were pretty much unstoppable offensively.
Yeah, it was showtime, Steve. They showed off every resource they had at that end of the floor.
Here's the dude, Paul George, making his last shot. Off the pick. Oh, look out.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Here's